We scrutinize their stats and cheer for their victories on the court. We know their names and follow their Twitter handles, but we often forget half the reason they're in uniform. Sure, they love the game, but eventually the basketball shoes come off as they step into the classroom. They're student athletes, and they fight for their degree just as much as a win on any given night.
I'll be a software engineer.
I either want to go to med school or PA, which is a physician assistant.
I like programming and messing around with computers.
Well, my mom's a nurse, so I've always really been interested in the medical field.
Most cringe at the thought of binary code and medical school. The classes aren't easy to begin with, but they become even harder with the addition of Division I sports.
I'm the kind of person that wants to be all into whatever I'm doing, so it's hard to find a good balance between being all in for basketball and all in for academics.
That's where Dan Rains and the Dr. Mary Jo Wynn Academic Achievement Center come in.
The biggest goal is obviously for our student athletes to have a great experience.
The Academic Center, solely dedicated to student athletes, sits upstairs in the Forsyth building. Upon walking in, you'll be greeted by a wall of academic All-Americans and Bearheads, of course. The center was completely remodeled this past summer and features everything from computer labs to private study areas.
They have an enormous commitment that it takes to be a student athlete at this level, and we just want to provide some support, help them manage the stresses and the time commitments of the travel and the practices and everything else, all while being a full-time student athlete.
So whether writing code or preparing for the MCAT, the center provides not only a place catered to an athlete, but also a place outfitted for academic success. Because when the shoes come undone and the lights flicker off,
You can't play basketball forever, obviously, and you're going to have to find a real job somewhere down the line.
I think it's definitely going to let me know that I'll be able to get through anything. There's been a lot of tough times. There's been a lot of good times in my career, and I think that's something that'll help me in the long run in my career. In the workplace, seeing that if something bad happens, I've came back from worse, so I'm not too worried about it.
For Missouri State basketball, I'm Daniel Shedd.